Hi, and well, here we are. The first You Create live session, offering art at home classes free to you around the world. So, for those of you struggling with the coronavirus, for those of you at home, bored, got the children home already and it's not even Easter holidays, then I'm going to come with some classes and some workshops, some easy art craft ideas each day. Some things will be pitched at primary school, a bit older, adults, and not forgetting the little toddlers. Today we're just going to do something fun. I'm just going to show you around the studio if you've never seen it before. So this is where I am. This is the You Create studio. I'm in the beautiful leafy suburb of the Gap in Brisbane. So we have our welcome area and a tuck shop, which is hugely popular with my little kids. And then this is the main studio. It's where we do all the art classes. And the little toddly area. I also do outdoor environmental art outside. So we run sip and paint classes here. We've got a bit of an art library, so you can come and do your homework. Some of the children's artwork. And then at the back of the room, this is my little sewing booth set up for students to sew. And then at the back of the classroom, all of the materials that children can access or adults can access themselves, with a beautiful make it corner in the corner. And the corner, you guys can do this yourself. It's literally junk, crayons, bits, recycled pipe cleaners, cotton wool, some paper, those sort of IKEA things. I mean, literally, you can just put anything there. I always have, you get given all these doodle books, or my children were given all these doodle books in their stockings and stuff. Well, when they're bored and they've had enough, I rip all the pages out and leave them there for the students. There's always a thing of scrap paper so that they can make whatever they want. And that's the idea, is to give them the autonomy. Round the corner, round the corner is kind of my area. This is where I do my stuff. This is where the magic happens. So you've got my paint trolley, prep area. That's obviously the back of the shelves. Clay cupboard, paint cupboard. That's my other paint cupboard, nicely locked away for the students. That's where I do my lesson planning, and then obviously sink with full corona, instructions for washing hands, and then paper storage. So that's pretty much the studio. And I love it here. It's gorgeous. It's got air conditioning, but it's really nice and bright. Even though it's in a basement, it's really nice and bright. And yeah, it's literally across the road from where I live, so it's fantastic. So a couple of you asked me when I said I was doing this, and this is obviously only this morning when I woke up at 4 a.m. A couple of you asked me to show you what sort of art kit you'd put together so that when your children are at home, you can have a whole art kit ready for them. Well, there's two schools of thought. Obviously, you can go out to the shops, buy local, and I think that's a great idea. What I would suggest is a set of watercolours, some inexpensive brushes, some oil pastels, some crayons, some textures, or in England they're called felt tips, some black markers, scissors, sellotape or sticky tape over here, coloured pencils, paper, big fat marker pens, and paper. Did I say paper? I might have said paper. However, I've just raided my children's drawers at home. And let me just pick this up. And look what I've found. So I have sort of put it together for you. But all of these are textures that have come home, big marker pens that have come home from school. When you buy them each year for the school classroom and they don't get used, they're all the leftovers. So they're all odds and sods, a black pen, a set of coloured oil pastels left over. This is what I pulled out of their drawers. So random ruler, random scissors. What else have we got in here? A stapler. That would be handy for doing some craft options. Elastic bands, all of this was in their drawers. So there's all sorts in there, and that's what I suggest you do. Have a look at what you've got before you go and buy new, okay? Then I've got, from one of the kids' drawers, just up, again, you can see a total random selection of textures. It's funny, we often chuck everything away and go and buy new, but actually we've got everything everywhere. And then, you know, a random selection of pencils. They don't look pretty. As long as there's a pencil sharpener. I don't mind if they're a Superman. What's this one here? I don't know. Fruits of the forest. Probably smelt once. Doesn't smell anymore. And then these things, twisty things. I mean, they're not per se art class supplies, but they're absolutely fine. So find yourself a little plastic box in the garage. Put these little supplies together like this, and let your child do it with you. Put it all together like this. You know, maybe you've got an old shoebox, and all we're going to do is then put it somewhere at home where they can access it. And there you go. You've got a beautiful little art kit all ready to go, and it's literally bits and bobs. Now, as we do more projects, of course, I'll go through other kind of art materials. I've got all sorts of stuff. And if I'm going to do an art project in a couple of days' time where you need something specific, then I'll give you the heads up and you can go and buy it. Okay, but today we're just literally going to use this stuff here. So I'm going to set you down and we're going to get going. So what we're going to do today is a bit of fun, really. Get the kids excited, get the kids engaged with having a go. I'm going to pull my art supplies over, so I've got them close to me. Awesome. So you need a piece of paper. Doesn't have to be a particularly beautiful piece of paper. Mine happens to be a piece of recycled. You can see it's already got some marks on it. A piece of recycled paper. You could use these things from IKEA. These rolls from IKEA I use all the time. And they're perfect. They're yellowy colour. They're probably a lot less, more recycled material in it. But they're fantastic. And I think they're only, I don't know, $4 or $5 for a roll. So that's a really good top tip. Okay, you've got your piece of paper. If it's an A3 piece, again, you often get a lot of sketchbooks that come home from school at the end of term. Pull out all the paper and put in a little pile for them. You can use a piece of paper and sellotape round on two sides to make a little folder to hold all the paper. Anyway, we're going to fold it in half, right down the vertical, so round the long way. Fold it in half, put a big crease in it, get your scissors, and we're going to cut it out. This is so we can make two. Now what we're making I thought was quite topical. This week in Art Club, in After School Art Club, we've actually made and designed our own viruses. They were inspired by Frank Stella, an American artist who does lots of concentric patterns and lots of concentric circles. And we sort of put them together in a DNA structure and they created their own sort of colour virus, art virus, really fun stuff like that. Really topical. Getting the children to understand how it's not so scary. Well, today we're going to do a monster to eat the virus. So we're going to do a monster that's going to eat the coronavirus. So we've got our strip of paper. So you can make two out of these if you want. And you're going to fold it in half again. So you're going to fold it in half right down the length. Fold it in half again. Put a crease. So far, so good? Okay. Now we're going to open it out and you can see I've opened it widthways. And what I want you to do is I want you to turn it into quarters. So this edge here, fold into your centre line and make another crease. This edge here, fold in your centre line and make another crease. Now if I opened it out, it would be a bit like a book. So that's quite simple. But what I need you to do, and if you don't understand, then ask mum to help or dad to help or big brother or sister to help, is I want you to turn that crease inside out so it's a bit like a concertina. So we're going to turn it in. And I want you to turn it in and bend it to that centre fold. Okay? Then this one here, push it in, find the centre fold and bend it. So it now sort of becomes a bit like a bow tie. Boo! There we go. Boo! All right, so we've got our piece of paper. Now we're going to look in our scraps over box of all the bits and pieces that we got from the kids' room, and let's find a black pen. Okay, I've got a black texter. If you haven't got a black, it can be any colour. And we're going to draw our bug. Well, bug, alien, monster. Kids, be really inventive. It could be a shark monster. It could be a fish with big eyes. It could be whatever you want. I'm going to kind of go for an alien kind of thing because I think the coronavirus is so out there. We don't know where it's come from. We don't know what it's doing, and we need something really different to try and kill it. So I'm going to do my bug. To do my bug, my alien, I'm going to draw a semicircle, or a bit like a hamburger, I would say. Okay. I'm now going to give it some funky eyes. I'm going to make mine mean and menacing eyes. And these mean and menacing eyes are just triangles with one side missing, aren't they? So we can all draw a triangle. Now let's give him some kind of antennae. Up here, 1, 2. All right, so that's the top of his head. And you can make them whatever shape you want. And we're now going to put a black line. Now that black line is going to go on the top bit of the paper and on the bottom bit of the paper, and it's going to separate where the mouth is. So let me show you that up close. You can see I've coloured the black line on the top bit and the bottom bit. Okay, now we're going to draw the bottom of our alien, and I'm going to go down, around, give him some feet. You could put shoes on, you could put claws or toenails, and that's our crazy bug. All right, but I keep calling it a bug, I mean alien. Well, it could be a bug, it could be a corona-eating bug. Okay, now when we open him up, that's where he's going to eat our virus. Okay, so what we need to do is join his head to his body with one long line. And down the other side. So now we've got a giant one. And then we're going to draw some teeth. Now your teeth can be however you want them to be. I'm going to do kind of gnarly teeth. So I'm going to go kind of spiky, couple of square ones like that. And then the bottom jaw. So at the bottom, I'm going to go up. And then I'm going to join it up to the top. Join it up to the top. And there we've got our alien who's going to eat all our horrible coronavirus. So we're going to put it in there, put him in there. And when you open him up, rawr, rawr, rawr. Okay. Now, kids, you get to colour him in. You get to colour him in however you want. And the great thing about these marker pens that have been left over from school is they're super quick to colour in. So you can really colour quickly. And in the inside, I want his mouth to be all black. I'm going to put that closer so you can see it, because I want the teeth to really stand out. So we're going to carry on colouring all of that. So you're going to colour his body and you're going to colour his mouth. And then look, here's my finished one. And this is my coronavirus eater, alien coronavirus eater. There's my coronavirus and they're all being eaten. So it's super fun. You could do lots of different ones. If you turned it this way, you could turn it into a fish, maybe a shark, and have his teeth going that way. And you could make lots of them. You could cut it out round the shape if you wanted to. Or you could put them up on your bedroom with a little tab, say, pull me, woo, and he's going to pull open. So that's just a really quick make for you today, to show you that you can have lots of fun with some really basic supplies. Like I say, I've pulled this together from my children's desks. Obviously, I'm going to have to take it back to them in a minute, but it's all bits and bobs that we had at home. So get yourself a little art kit, find yourself a little corner, make it up for the children. Perhaps do it tomorrow if they're still at school, so that when they come home, they've got a little desk, a little corner, and then tell them every day, Karen is going to be here and she's going to do some really cool projects. We'll do some make-its, we'll do some 3Ds, we'll do some drawing skills, we'll do some painting. So if you have some wet paints like poster paint or acrylic, we'll do some with that. Colour blending, we'll do all sorts. And for you adults, I'm not going to miss out at all. I'll probably keep the 12 o'clock session for children, and then we'll do another session for the adults. You know, I normally do sip and paint twice a month. So instead of sip and paint here, which is where I do it, you can open your wine, I'll open my wine, and we'll do it together. And we'll sip and dip and paint together. And that way, to be honest, no one's going to see your art and you're going to have a really great time. So You Create art at Home is here for you, and we're going to be doing this as long as it takes. So if we're at home for the next 4 months, heaven help me, I will be here in my art studio and I'll be providing art for you. All right. If you've liked it today, give me a like, and don't forget to share me. Share me to everybody. I want everyone to be able to have accessible art at home and really help out with the kids, and you have a go. All right. Nice to see you. Bye.